Boys to Men channel. We are episode 2, talking with my man Alex Roman, like a Roman castle.
Hello.
Roman.
Yep, just like the Romans, of Rome. That's what my last name actually means.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Super glad, stoked.
Yeah, excited to have you here. This came together. We have 3 guys with the same vision. When I sit down with Alex, we're gonna be talking about the fun stuff, what everyone is here for. So we are all wired to do what?
We are all wired to procreate. It's just in our DNA.
Yeah.
It's in our species. If we're not here and we pass away, what's going to happen? We're going to be extinct. Humans ain't going to be here anymore. So at the end of everything, at the bottom line, I think our main mission, just as human beings, period, is to procreate.
Yes, sir, and I agree. And so we're going to have a segment called Dating Dynamics and Sexual Polarity with Alex, where we talk about the opposite sex. That thing that everyone is afraid of. We got the guys that are shy. We have the guys that are players. We have the guys that have girlfriends. We're talking to all you guys about what we think is the proper dating dynamics. And no one's perfect. No one knows everything, but we're just talking about it. So just if you do have any issues, any concerns, you can DM us or email us at AskRandallB2M, one word, gmail.com, and we can talk about it. Today we want to talk about high quality women, because I think that if you take 100 girls, 30 of them are going to be ready. 70 of them are going to be either in the promiscuous stage, dating other guys, imprinted by someone else, OnlyFans, all that other cool stuff. And I'm not knocking none of that, but that's not wifey. You shouldn't get those girls pregnant.
Red flags.
Right.
Red flags all day. And
you can sleep with them, but don't get them pregnant or wife them up. So who do you get pregnant? Who do you wife up? Those 30 girls. So we're here to talk about that today.
Yes. So different girls, in my opinion. So just a little history on me. I've been with my wife since we were 19, 20 years old. I'm 37 now. So I got a little bit of experience in being in a relationship. I have actually not that much experience not being in a relationship.
Right. Hang on quick. Can you roll that over closer to your you can just pick this whole thing up.
Oh, okay.
So it's like sitting right in front of your mouth.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was looking at it, and I want to make sure that it's picking up everything.
Okay. Maybe, I had it right by my face. Murph's a little taller than I am, so I had to make some adjustments.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want people to be able to hear everything. So
no worries.
Keep going.
So, a couple of things we're going over today is high quality women. Right. So, like I said, I have a lot of experience in a relationship. But I also have a lot of very little experience out of relationships. I didn't spend a lot of time with women throughout my life. That being said, I've also been very, very picky with the women that I have been with. I think that a lot of men, especially in today's world, I don't think they're even cognizant, to even try to even they're not even aware of what quality of woman they're at, because of what we talked about from the very beginning of the segment. They're trying to fuck. It's the procreation is kind of taking over their brain, and they're not living. Also, like you and Murph, we just had our first podcast. Congratulations, Boys to Men. Shout out. But like you guys were talking about, people aren't looking purposefully at dating. They're stuck in that I'm just trying to get some.
Right.
So they're out there, and that's another thing. It's dangerous, because you're going to end up with a bunch of kids, and you're going to be young, and you didn't date with purpose. So I think this is a super necessary subject that we're talking about today.
Agreed. So the qualities that I think are high value, I guess we can just go tick for tat, pick them. Yeah. And so I think the first one for me, and this stems from high school, so body counts. If you think about it, men don't really care about that. So to me, we care, but we don't label. So if you go back to high school, work with me. If you go back to high school, everyone's a virgin for the most part. The girl that sleeps with one person, who calls her a hoe? The guys or the girls? The girls. The girls like, she's a hoe. Right? Because they know that that's valuable. That cherry is valuable. So women will be like, she slept with one guy. She's a hoe. She's 15. That girl's a slut. She did.
Yeah.
As every girl gets a little bit older, these stop okay, well now she's not a hoe no more. So the hoes are basically the ones that are doing this, doing this, doing that. But if you sleep with up to 5 guys, you're not a hoe to the women's standard. So if you understand that, but if they call themselves that, then the body count matters. You have to understand. That's what I'm trying to point out. Like, don't let them tell you that it doesn't matter. If you go back to high school, think about high school. The girl that slept around with people, the women call them hoes. I didn't call you a hoe for sleeping with me.
Right.
To me, you're not a hoe. I'm a valuable guy. I don't think you're a hoe. But every girl thought you're a hoe because you slept with Randall. Because you lost your virginity. So if women think that in high school, then it has to matter as an adult. So the main thing to me is like that's one of the big we're going to talk about that is the body count. How many people have these slept with? You know what I'm saying? Because the more people they sleep with, the harder it's going to be for you to imprint on that woman, to get an attachment with that woman. And you can marry a girl without an attachment, bro, and that's going to be a headache. So make sure that you are gauging that body count, like how many people she's been with. And how do you do that? You can just go by behavior. Like a woman who hasn't slept with a lot of guys will attach to you. They can get attached to you. They can get attached to you and be about you. They're going to support you. They're going to love you. They're going to grow fond of you. There's some women that never grow fond of their boy. They never grow. And it could be lack of interest, but also can be a higher body count. So these are not going to be telltales like this has to be this. We're just having a conversation. And it's easy when you're in college or whatever that because the girls listen to the other girls. They're gonna call those girls hoes. Yeah. So if a woman is labeling her friend that or labeling the other women that, then you shouldn't wife them up.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a lot of, especially nowadays, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, body count doesn't matter. Body count doesn't matter." At the end of the day, it matters. Yeah. It matters. And like you said, there's a level. Yeah. I think like for men, we're all reasonable. We know women are human as well. We have sexual pleasures. We have our things that we want to do sexually. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like you said, there's a level. Yeah. Like me as a man, okay, if I'm dating a woman and I see that, she has, this many bodies, there's like an acceptance level. Yeah.
I think for 100%. Me, and that's why I wanted to dive into high school and why it matters, because women say it matters.
Right.
So when they're in high school and they're calling each other hoes, it matters. But as they get older, it doesn't matter. You're worried about no, it does. So I would give accept account for me is two to 3 guys a year from 18. So at 18, let's round up to 3. Let's make it easy for you guys. 3 guys a year. If you sleep with three,
that's pretty lenient, to be honest.
Hey man, because what if you have all the other qualities? So let's say you're 25. And the girl's 23, 3, 6, 9, and she slept with 9 people. I can tolerate that.
Okay.
That's a high count. But if you really think about, let's say she was in 3 relationships. Right. Let's say they weren't one night stands. Right. And I'm trying to be lenient as possible with this.
And intention, right? We got to bring intention into this whole thing, because when women sleep with men, sometimes they sleep with them with impure intentions, to get other things, or they put themselves in a position. So if you're putting yourself and you're sleeping with men, because you really like them, then I can totally feel that.
And that's why I say 3, because not all women are thinking like sluts.
Right.
I go by me. So I've slept with women and used them. So I'm not going to take a notch from you sleeping with a guy like me or someone, you know what I mean? Like a guy that literally said everything right, wowed you, and hey, I don't want nothing to do with you. That's, that'd be messed up for me to judge you for sleeping with a guy that I used to be.
Right.
So it's like, that's why I'm lenient with the number. But there's women that 5, 6, 7 guys a year. That's why I'm lenient, because there's some women and you cannot imprint on them.
Nope.
So you can literally still imprint on a woman who slept with 2 to 3 guys a year. They're 23 years old. They made some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, hey, I'm just gonna be a slut. Like, hey, I really like this guy. We dated for 3 months. He broke up with me.
Right.
And you can get into the history of that because like that's not on them that they're oblivious. Women are kind of emotional. Mm-hmm. So if you say everything right, and I'm being lenient because I'm understanding, you guys can have different standards. You can say one guy, you can say this guy, you can say this. Like it doesn't matter what your standard is, but you have to have one. So I'm giving you guys a baseline.
Yep.
I think it's fair for a woman to make some mistakes.
Yeah, and I think that every guy, you have to, just because, Randall has his and I have mine, we all have our own things that we live by and our own standards. So,
Yeah.
For men, and like we were talking, or Murph was talking about on the other thing, don't stand behind us, stand beside us.
Right.
So we want you guys to make your own decisions as what's acceptable for you. But again, men, have your standard.
Yeah.
Have your standard. Again, Randall was saying, the more women or the more men a woman sleeps with, the harder it is to make an imprint. You got to kind of look at that as like water in a bucket. It's like every time a woman sleeps with a man, that's a little bit more water in the bucket. Okay, if she has 3 splashes of water in there, then you know what? You're equal to all of those at least. You know what I mean? But if she's her bucket's full and you sleep with her, you're just another freaking drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
As gross as that sounds.
It's facts though. So it's like, I want you guys to consider that before wifing these women up, because they're not going to get attached to you. You want a woman to attach and love you.
Right.
And you have to think about it like this. So there is a double standard. I'm going to be the first to tell you that there is. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to try to tell you why. So if I sleep with 10 girls, I can sleep with 10 girls and I have not one piece of emotion for them. None. It's a shitty way to look at it that way, but it's just ass.
Well, it's not even a shitty way, to be honest, in my opinion. And again, I think men and women, they look at sex differently because we're both, as a species, we both need each other for different reasons. I think men, we're looking at, especially initially at the beginning of a relationship, I think men, we're looking for that physical right off the bat. Obviously, that's step number 1. But women will sleep with a man because they want a real relationship.
Right, exactly.
So they're doing the same thing, but they're both expecting something different out of it.
Yeah. And the way that we were created, we were made to be with the woman. We took the virginity, we have kids with them, but now it's totally different. So it's like, the double standard is there, because if I sleep with 10 girls, women will find me attractive. It's when, like, oh, you slept with, then he must know what he's doing. Versus like, if I heard that a girl slept with 10 guys in 1 year, I'm like, oh,
right.
Oh, nah, I'll sleep with you. I'll be 11, but I'm not going to wife you.
Right.
Up.
It's like women are more willing to compete for a man, but more men don't want to compete for a woman. Like, if I see a bunch of guys on a certain girl, even if I'm attracted to her right away, I'm just like, that's not for me. You know what I mean? Because number 1, I'm not trying to be a part of that. I don't want to be with a girl who wants attention from a bunch of men.
Because you can't imprint them.
Exactly.
You cannot imprint on them. And the whole purpose of giving your last name is to be able to imprint on a woman. An imprint is basically they're attached to you. You want them to miss you. You want them to want to support you and help you. A lot of guys get in these relationships and they don't do none of that. Matter of fact, I work at a bar. I get hit on by married women in front of their boyfriends every day. And it's sad. And that's one of the reasons why we're talking about this stuff on this podcast, because I feel sorry for men. I feel sorry for the deals you guys are signing.
Same
here.
You
guys are signing some shitty deals, and it's better just to be single, you know. And, it might, I don't know. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I was like, where do you see life without marriage in 100 years? Because now no one wants to get married. Like in the first podcast, we were talking about men don't want to marry because women they have. And I think that's a horrible way to go into it, but you have your right to do that. Now, women don't want to marry men because they can get their own money. So in 100 years without marriage, we're going to have a whole bunch of people just hoeing.
Oh, yeah. And
a whole bunch of kids running around here doing the same shit because nobody wants to get married anymore. And it's like, it's a conversation that needs to be had because marriage is needed.
Marriage is everything. Marriage is
the relationship, it's the union, it's the exchange. I give you my last name, you give me a child. But now women are giving children away for free, and we're giving our last name to people that don't love us. So it's just like fucked up world. And I look at like fast forward 100 years, we're all gone. What is the world without marriage?
Nothing, because that's the kingdom. That's our kingdom as a religious man. Or not to say I'm religious, I'll say spiritual man. That's man's kingdom on earth.
And boys to men, we are religious here, so it's like we're all Christians. We all believe in God.
We all believe in God.
And we're gonna try to stay away from that, just like we're gonna try to stay from politics. But we might talk about Biden every now and then. If you don't want to watch it, it's cool. But we're gonna try to stay away from. We're gonna try not to mention religion, but we are religious. I want you to know you are following religious men, and we all believe in marriage. I think we were created and here today to try to to tell you this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this podcast is important because I want you to sleep around with women. I want you to enjoy your life, but I also want you one day to find a woman that loves you.
Yes.
I want you to feel what I feel.
Live purposefully. You
Yeah.
know, I have clients. I do martial arts as
Yeah.
well, and I have a lot of personal clients. And you know, don't worry, clients. I'll never name you specifically or put your business out there like that. But I just want, you know, sometimes you got to put these antidotes out there. And I have these two clients actually. They're boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I've been training them for about 5 or 6 years now. And for 5 or 6 years, they have lived separately. They have kind of done their own thing. And just now, at age 32, 33, they moved in together. And now they're discovering all these fucking problems.
Yeah.
And they're just like learning. And, you know, they came to me the other day because at the same time, I'm kind of like their counselor. And I told them, like, look, I said, I'm a blunt coach. I said, this is what you guys fucking get. You guys were kicking the can down the road, not living a purposeful life.
Yeah.
And now you guys are having to experience the bumps and bruises because you wanted to keep kicking the can down the road and without addressing them. Because that's, you know, a part of relationship dynamics is, you know, experience together.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, you know, another hard part is, like you said, it's hard to date today because this, you know, it's dating on through apps mostly.
Yeah.
And that really trips me out. You know, that's going to be one thing that, you know, I'm going to kind of be able to contribute to this podcast because I'm a little more old school and I'm going to teach you guys a little bit more of the raw game. You know what I mean? And the real, you know, the real knit and grit of relationships.
But the raw game is how you get attachments. The app game is how you get laid.
Exactly.
And, you know, because you got to be able to attach to when you get these dates. Like if you don't got no a game, if you can't talk to them, if you can't be mysterious, you're not going to be able to
dead in the water.
And you know the thing is, the majority of guys that I meet, they want relationships.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of them do.
Men are more Men are more romantic than we put off because we have to be guarded because we see how hostile it is out there.
I mean,
so we protect ourselves.
I think we haven't changed. Like since Adam and Eve, men have wanted the same thing. It's women that are changing and wanting to be men. They want to be men. Some women have conversations. I have conversations. I can't tell they're women.
Right.
If they didn't have boobs in the butt, the way they're talking, they talk like men. They talk like I'm talking to you. Like, hey man, so we gonna build this business. We gonna do this, and that it's a whole different conversation. You know, I be trying to put it in for perspective. I'm like, how does your married friend sound? Because married conversations are different.
Totally different.
Totally
it's
different.
Not going to sound like
not
that.
Gonna sound, you know, like my wife sits here with dudes nails all day, and the conversations are interesting. You know, and you know, our conversations are different. Even us as married men are going to be different than talking to single men because like the conversations are different because the lifestyle is different and our purposes are different because now we have someone under us
coming from different perspectives.
Yeah,
so, 100%.
You know, so we said the first trait is the body count. What is another trait?
A trait that I'm looking for 100% for me, number one, most important is loyalty, man. Loyalty. I'm not looking for a woman who's not trying to be loyal.
And loyalty ties into fucking body count.
It does. And I think body count, and that's kind of why men want to know what body count route because it's kind of an indicator of loyalty.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. You know, loyalty is super, super important. And if you don't have a woman that can be loyal to you, and the thing is, like, women, it's a complicated thing because women can be loyal to one and cheat on the next. And,
yes, they can.
It just depends on that attachment.
Yep.
You know, some women will get with some guys, and some guys will get with some women, and they're there. Like the people you're talking about, they're together for 5-6 years, never lived together. That's a situational shit.
Right.
And when they move in together, they find out all these issues, and that can cause an emotion strike. Women are working now. There could be a guy at the workplace and like, hey, you know, you're having issues. They pry on that. It's so sickening. Okay. You guys need to stop taking advantage of women. You know what I'm saying? I never seen it before. My sisters go to the bar, bro. And as soon as they get drunk, the dogs come out. When I was growing up, when you see a drunk woman, you walk away.
Exactly.
You're afraid to get caught up. Like, oh, no, I can't sleep with this bitch.
Right.
She's going to say I raped her.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like these guys, like, they're drunk. They're not going to know.
Yep. And I think that goes back to lack of confidence, right? Their confidence is so low and they feel so little of themselves that they're like, oh, man, the only time I have the balls or the only time I might have a chance with this girl is when she's absolutely shit-faced drunk at the bar. And that's my opening.
Like, I don't know. I used to, like, I remember being a boy, like 17 years old, and you're getting girls drunk, and they start throwing them like, fuck, I can't sleep with them.
Yep.
It was like a law. It was
Yep.
an unwritten law that if a girl was tipsy, this and that, walk away.
She's too shitty. And plus, and
it's not even good.
On Boys to Men podcast, that's something that we should advocate.
Yeah.
Guys, if a woman is too fucked up, don't try to sleep with her. Trust me, it's only going to cause problems for yourself. You're going to put yourself in some kind of crazy situation. Do it at the right time. And trust me, again, if you're really looking for a relationship, you don't want to be having sex the first time with a woman in that situation.
Exactly.
You want to make it real because guess what? Imprint and, that's what's going to work. That's what's going to cleave. And that's what's really, if you want a relationship, that's what's going to get you the relationship. Not this other little games that Randall's talking about of, hey, we hooked up at the bar. I met you when you were absolutely shit-faced drunk. What? And then imagine telling people about that. Oh, how did you and your wife get together?
That girl's not going to be with you after that moment. You're done because you took advantage of them.
Exactly. She doesn't respect you out the gate.
Like, one of the main things you have to do is I wouldn't even sleep with a girl on the first date.
No.
Even if he gave it to me, you know what I mean?
Nope,
like if I like you, now if I don't like you, I'm trying to sleep with you as fast as possible to get rid of you. But I'm like, damn, this girl has a good head on her shoulder. I'm gonna take it slower to try to understand her, to try to get more knowledge about her because I like her. And I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna fuck this up. So let's put a time frame on it.
Right.
I will pump the brakes for you. Like she'll be like, let's go, because women think that's what we want. But if I actually like you, slow down. Let's just get to know each other real quick.
And that's a reflection of self-respect. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if I respect myself as an individual, I'm going to want to know who it is that I'm sleeping with. I don't want to sleep with random people.
Like if a woman's passing all the tests, like pump the brakes. Pump the brakes, because if a woman's failing your test, you can, and she wants to give it to you, take it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, as long as they're sober, it's fair game. I don't like when women are drunk and guys attack. Like, that makes us as men look bad. Like, wait, and look, weak. Bro. Look. Once they fucking start slurring their words, that means they're too drunk. We need to bring that law back. When I was growing up, it was an unwritten law. My uncle told me, like, hey, you be careful.
Yep, man law.
Sleep, you gonna end up in jail. Yep. You gonna go down for rape. Yep. I'm like, what, rape? Like, she wants me. It doesn't matter. She intoxicated. You can't be doing this. Is how you talk. You can't be doing that. Yep. No, don't do that. And every time I'm like, fuck, man. You want some water?
Yep. Man,
I get her home safe. I would get that girl home safe. I would fucking carry her. We didn't have cars. No matter what, I wouldn't leave her there. I'd take her home. Right. So that way the next day, she fucking likes me still. And I get it the next day. Yep. It doesn't have to be that day. Like, if they're too intoxicated, get them home safe. They're going to fucking love you.
Right. You'll make more of an imprint on her a lot of the time, men, by not sleeping with her than sleeping with her, believe it or not. If you can exercise a little bit of self-control and just not go after your desires right off the bat, actually, that's how you get the keeper. That's the long-term game. You have to play the long game. And like Randall said, you'll know. If you want to play the short game and you know when it's time, I don't really like her, let me just get what I want, you'll know that. But if it's something that you really want, don't jump fast. So it's worth it.
So if they have the body count, so let's say they pass your body count test, then they pass the loyalty test, meaning that, I think you can tell a woman's loyalty by how they talk. You know what I'm saying? There's girls that the conversation is going to be different. A girl that's not really trying to be loyal is going to talk to you. What's your purpose? Like in the first date, what do you do? That means that they're just trying. You just like guys have targets. Women have targets too.
Exactly.
So I think that the next trait that I would be looking for is self-respect. And these are all tied down. It's funny because we care about one thing, because it's all tied down to the body count. But I need a woman to respect herself. And like for me, I'm going, how do I find this out? It's so easy with social media. I am the type of guy that if I like you, I'm going to scroll down to your first post. I'm going to look on you on Facebook, the shit that you try to delete. When I get money, well, I'm going to be married. But if I was single, I'd hire a forensic accountant to see the shit that you deleted, because it's that important when it comes to your legacy and your business.
Yes, it is.
You got to understand that whenever you're building something, it's super important who you pick your partner to be.
Gotta know.
So I would literally hire I need you to find out what she deleted. Yep. I need you to show me everything, because she has all these good things. And women put on, let me not say women. We put on our representatives for 90 days.
Yes. But I want to see the skeletons as well.
Yes.
Open that closet up. Let me see the skeletons. Yeah. Because you know what? At the end of the day, I'll show you mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not afraid to show you my
skeletons. We'll tell you. Women hide it.
Nope.
Women will hide it. We will tell you. Like I'm going to admit everything up front. It's like when I met my wife, I took her to where I live. I lived in the slums. You know what I mean? About,
Yep.
hey, I like this girl. Either she gonna take it or not. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, and she dealt with it.
Yep.
You know, and we are gonna be honest with you. And if you're not an honest guy, be honest. Like, if you
Yep.
want the relationship, so
Right.
there's two different approaches. It takes the same thing, but it's still two different approaches. So if you want a relationship or you want sex, you got to play the same game. But when you want a relationship, you got to pump the brakes.
Yep.
You still got to play. You got to be mysterious. You got to be a player. You got to come off like you know what you're doing.
Yep.
But you can pump the brakes. You know, like you don't have to kiss the first date. You don't have to sleep the first date. And women are you're gonna leave a woman wanting you. Like that's the best feeling when you pump the brakes and she's like, I was dripping wet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like this guy is like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
Like, you know, I have a 10-day limit. Like when I like you, I'll make you wait 10 days. And the reason is just so I can watch you. Now I literally watch you for 10 days. I mean, is she gonna be talking to other dudes? Like, is she gonna is it like a high school puppy crush thing?
Yep.
And like if you pass the test, you pass the test. Like, but for 10 days, I'm watching you. I'm seeing how you move. We're gonna be dating the whole time.
100%.
You know, I'm gonna be seeing like, is she like trying to give it to someone else?
Right.
Like, cause I'm making her wait, or is she gonna be like building that sexual tension? Sexual tension is the best thing that you can have. Sexual tension is the best thing that you can give a woman. And that is how you make a woman imprint to you. But you have to have self-control to pump the brakes.
You have to.
If that's what you want. Like, you know, there's been women where I would sleep with you on the first date because I have no desire. Like, you fucked up in the first 5 minutes by coming to my house. You have no self-respect because you didn't make me take you out on a date.
Yep.
I'm being real. Like, if I need you to have self-respect. If I meet you on Tinder, which I have, I've met women on Tinder. There's women that make you take. There's women that want money. You can tell by where you take them. Like, oh hell no! Like I'm not feeding you this. And then there's women that will let you take them anywhere you want to go. That's self-respect. Then there's women that will meet you on the fucking internet and come to your house.
Yeah,
those are the women that you can smash. Like, you don't want to date. Like, oh, this is too easy. I'm gonna make you some top ramen. I'm gonna smash you. I'm gonna send you on your way.
Maybe a piece of toast. You know what I mean? Maybe a piece of toast on the side, but that's all she's good for. At the end of the day, if she's that readily available,
because she has no self-respect for herself, and that is a thing that you need to look for when you are looking to commit to someone. So we have body count, we have loyalty, we have self-respect. What do you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and say she has her own goals and friend group.
Ooh, friend group is big.
Because if a woman, one of the craziest things I've ever seen is women who have no friends.
Let's break this down into two different categories. Let's start with goals.
Okay.
Right, so what do you mean by goals? Because that's two different things. And friends is a big one.
Right. Yeah, no, I feel you. So goals, like a woman has to be going in her own direction as well. She can't just be waiting around for a man.
Right.
Because again, that's her just being readily available for anybody else. No, she has to be going her own direction. It's like almost, you know what, men want to be chose. Just like women want to be chose, men want to be chose. So if you're a woman who has her goals and you're going your direction and you know, you say, out of everything in my life that I'm doing that I want to accomplish, I still choose you. Yeah. That's special. Yeah. And the men feel the same thing. You know, the men feel the same thing. It's like, you know, well, if you feel that way about me, where, you know, you have all these things that you're doing, but you're still willing to make me a part of this, then we'll make the same commitment towards you back. Yeah. You know?
Goals is huge because, like he said, if women without goals are looking for to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, we're going to take care of you anyway. But you need to have something, a talent, a skill, something that you're working on. What would you be doing if we didn't come?
Bring something to the table.
I mean, what would you be doing if we didn't come? Think about that. Like, you got to have something. You could be a failing entrepreneur. I don't give a shit. As long as you have something. You know goals. What I'm saying? You have to have something. You have to have a goal. Like the room we're sitting in, if you look around it, it's a fucking nail in the last room. Why? Because my wife, that's her goal, her dream. So we're making that happen for her. You know, she already had the talent. She's already doing it by herself. I seen her talent, and I'm like, you need to go to school.
Right.
So I financed her school. You need to do it the right way. We need a salon. If this is your dream, let's open a salon.
Right.
Because that's what a man can do for a woman. We can help you. We can take this and make it this.
Yep.
And just like a woman can take this and make it this with support.
Kingdom building together.
Support. You know what I'm saying? So your goals are important. I wouldn't say that success is important, though. No. I would say having any goal. Yep. You know, and if you told me, if I'm on a first date with you, honestly, and you're like, my goal is to be a housewife, I would accept that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Goal and like
As
you
long as
just
you got everything else going for you, like that's an honest goal.
I love that. Actually,
Yeah.
to be honest, like for
I
the type
work
of
a
man I
job,
am,
like I am working at Applebee's right now, but my goal is to just be
right.
nourish a man. That's game. Like I'm like,
Oh
hey man,
man.
you
So I actually come. I just have to share this
yeah
real
yeah
quick. Is I come from the completely opposite scenario.
yeah
So my wife, yeah, she was very driven, but my wife had zero expectation in life of becoming a housewife.
yeah.
My wife was very driven. She was going to college, working multiple jobs.
Yeah.
She wanted to be in radio, film, editing, broadcasting, all these things,
Oh, we
right?
can have her as a
Yeah, my
host.
wife. Yeah, my wife would love to come in
Woman
here.
perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
That's
from
why I
my,
said we gotta do the double date.
yep, we will.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome when we
Yeah.
do it too. But so I'm coming from the complete opposite scenario
Right.
of that, where my wife, the last thing in my wife's life that she wanted was to be a housewife, was to be a mother, was to be any of these. And to be honest, from my perspective, for all those years, that's what I wanted.
Right.
And that was kind of the reason why me and my wife were together so long before I actually asked her to marry me,
Right.
because I wanted to see her want what I wanted.
Right.
Because for so long I didn't want my wife to be, this crazy businesswoman. I saw what it was doing to her,
Yeah.
and it just made me feel like, man, this is not natural for you to be like
Right.
this.
And the thing is, women who are leaders and make a lot of money and do all that stuff, they're way more stressed out because they're not supposed to do that.
Right.
Women are meant to be servicing, supporting nourishers,
Mhm.
and the nourishers supporting. That's why you see like happy women are nurses, or for the most part, they're still feminine, they're still this and that. And then you'll see like leaders, like women who are leaders, they can lead. I'm not saying that they can't run an organization, but they're fucking stressed out,
Oh, yeah.
masculine, and like, yeah. And it's like, that's not.
It's every day they're
nothing.
having to live outside of their nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after a while, it's
become
gonna
that.
break who they actually originally were.
Yeah.
And it turns them.
So it's like, I think it's awesome that your wife, came in with all this stuff, but then realized this is my nature. Like,
Yep.
And she found a man that could give her that. Because some men want it but can't do it.
Yep.
Some men want it and can't do it. Like for me, my wife came in, with a business, and she's willing to work too.
Right.
Like she's willing to go. She got a job at Amazon and pay for her school, and I'm like, that's not going to work.
Right.
Like, the hours don't work. I'll get a second job. Because, like, to me, she was tired, and two tired people don't go together.
No.
Let me be tired, you be happy.
Yep.
And that's the type of dude I am. I'm like, you know what? She was willing to do it. I respect that, but I got it.
Yep. And at the beginning,
let me do me.
Yep.
Because I can go without sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And you nourish that business, and that business is going to turn into I can vision it being a salon, and having a podcast in the back. You know what I mean? Like somebody
making it all happen.
You know what I mean? And it's like, when a woman can choose you, that's the major key.
Yep.
When a woman is willing to sacrifice her wants or the path that she was going, because I think what it is, women want their own money. I think men, our generation before us fucked up. They had the women the way that we want women today.
Yep.
But they took advantage of it. They cheated.
Yep. They were dogs.
They held the money. They did that to where women wanted equal rights.
Yep.
And now women have equal rights, and us as men, the good men, we're like, dude, we don't want to deal with
You never know what you had until it's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to us in our society now. With the men, like you said, the men before fucked it up. Yeah. They held the money over the women's head. Yeah. I've seen that happen in a lot of relationships. They didn't put the value too. This is another thing. They didn't put the value on what the women was doing. Yeah. Because a lot of times, women, you got to listen to this. What you do in the household is just as important as whatever the man does outside of the household.
More important.
Exactly, more important. Because what's more important than raising our children?
Yeah.
What's more important than the future? There's nothing more important than that. So women, you have to value that position. Yeah. And men, let's not shit on that. Let's not hold money over their heads. Yeah. If we have extra money to give our wife money to be independent so she doesn't have to come to us and ask us, because at the end of the day, if our wife's raising our kids, why should she have to come to us and ask us for money? Think about that. You as a man, would you want that? Your wife to have to come to you, ask you for money? Yeah. She's doing the most important job already.
I try my hardest to not have my wife ask for shit.
Same.
Like I just do it. When I have it, I do extra. I go above and beyond, you know, because I do value what she does for me. I do value what she is for this family. And you know, you cannot put a woman in a position to ask, because if you do, they'll go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Women have abundance. You
Yep.
are replaceable to a woman. You have to understand that women's mentality and men mentality, the way we're created, are different. Women know that if they walk outside the house, they can replace you. They might not do it, they might not act on it, but they know, like, hey, you know what? I can get another guy. He might not be you. He might not even be as hot as you. He might even make less, but I can get someone to treat me better.
Right.
You know, so if I just go get more money and I can go get someone who makes less and treat me better, I can be in a better position. You don't want your woman to ever think that.
No, you don't.
So it's like we
Unhealthy.
as men, boys to men, we have to do better at treating. Once you get a woman to be on your page, you have to keep her there.
Yep. It's like a friend, right?
Yeah.
If I have a friend and we expect to be in a long-term relationship, like, it's not going to work if you're a shitty ass friend to me. If every
Yeah.
time I see you, you're hating on me, or you're
Yeah.
just being a dick, or when I tell you about things I'm trying to do, you're
Yeah.
just kind of downplaying them. It's the same thing in a relationship.
Yeah. And you know the crazy thing is, men can go without friends.
Yeah,
But
we can.
women can't. So, like you said, let's dive into the friendships.
Yes.
So, a woman without friends is the flag to me, and that's a high quality because, like, you know, you want women to be personable. Like, I tell my wife all the time, like, I ask her, "Are you afraid of success?" Because you are so personable, and everyone you talk to navigates to you. So just go. Just go
Right.
blossom, because
Right.
like a woman that women are good at that. Like
That's a
you gotta-
powerful
in their-
question.
in their full nature, they're nourishers, and everyone that talks to my wife fucking leaves her feeling they can be better. You know, I'm like, dude, like you just go blossom. Be you.
Wow.
You can be anything you want to be because of your energy. I've never had someone leave her and not question like how you got her, or like she was really awesome. She's really this, she's really that, because her energy is so great.
Right.
And it's like, are you afraid of success because you hold yourself back?
Right.
You know, because a lot of people can't do that. I'm
Right.
not a personable person. People navigate to me because I'm positive,
Yep.
but I'm not really personable.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Same.
I'm kind of a mean person.
Yeah.
And you have to really want change to deal with me.
Yeah.
Because like I'm telling you the truth. You know, I mean, I don't know.
I think kind of all three. I think me, you, and Murph are
Yeah.
all very similar. Like,
Yeah.
we're not very, like, if you know us, like, I'm not trying to be out anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care to have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I have a lot of people drawn to me just because at the end of the day, we're real.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that before. Me and Murph were talking in the car the other day, and it's like, that's why people also do like us, because nowadays in a world where everyone does want to have friends and everybody does want to be liked, we make it very clear that it doesn't matter to us. We're just who we are. We're real,
Yeah.
and you can get on board or you can't. But
Bingo.
that's respectable in today's world.
Yeah. So like women need to have their own, just like men need purpose, women need to have their own bonding they live for that bond.
Yes.
You know, so a woman that doesn't have at least 2 to 3 friends that she can call and go do stuff with, to
Mhm.
me, when you're meeting that could be a flag, because that means she's a bitch.
Yep.
She's an unlikable person.
She's incapable of having a relationship, even with
Exactly.
her own sex.
Exactly.
Right?
And that right there can be a flag, because she's going to put on her best representative, just like we are. We're like, you know, I'm going to put my best clothes on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, because for those 10 days that I'm waiting to do that, I want you to really, really like me.
Right.
And that's how women are too. So I think it's very, very important to gauge their friends. And if all their friends are hoes, you know, that's a
People travel in packs.
Yes.
You know, ducks are ducks.
You know, even like when you get married to a woman, like, you know, a lot of times the single friends fall off.
Mhm.
Because the woman stops doing the single things.
Yep.
And that's what you want.
Exactly.
Like, to me, it's like, if we're married, like, why are you hanging out with single girls going to
Right.
single? Like, when a woman attaches to you and loves you,
Mhm.
she's going to find friends that have a relationship.
And
she's going to find friends that have businesses, or, you know, like, that's what they bond on. Like, oh, this
Right.
girl does like, you know, my wife has lash friends, hair friends, this and that. And they can be single, but they bond off that.
Right.
You know, it's not like, hey, we going to the club, they're single. Don't worry, babe, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You going to go to the club with 5 single girls
Right.
on Hot Girl Summer, and I'm supposed to be okay with that? You know, she shouldn't even put you in that position.
Exactly. If she respects you, she's
Yeah.
not going to put you in that
Exactly.
position, because that's not cool to do to anybody.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why you can flip it too, because like if we went out with 5 single dudes, they're gonna have a fucking fit.
Oh
Because
yeah.
they know that we can easily, you know,
Do whatever we want.
yeah, and no one's
In
gonna know
reality.
shit. So it's like women who she keeps around is very, very important.
Quality of
Uh,
friend is definitely important, but another thing is just like you said, her being able to have
yeah,
relationships with other women, because I've seen a lot of, of my friends jump into relationships with girls that didn't have friends.
yeah,
And and then, at the beginning, when you're younger, you're kind of like, well, why the fuck she don't have any friends?
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you kind of learn real
yeah,
quick, well, fuck, she didn't have any friends because she was kind of
yeah.
crazy, bruh.
And women will tell you what men say. Oh, I don't get along with my sex because of this. I don't. They're cat. They're that. No, no, no,
Right.
no. Us men can do that because we have to have purpose. So if we hanging around with some fucking losers, we can become a loser. So we're not gonna
Easy.
fuck with that.
Easy.
Women, on the other hand, can bond over anything. See, if a guy is a loser to me, I'm not gonna bond with him in any other aspect of life.
Right.
Why? Because I can be rolling with. That's how you go to jail. You
Yep.
can be hanging out with a loser, and he can be like, "I'm gonna go rob a bank real quick."
Oh, yeah.
Or do something to where you're gonna be in trouble. So us men, we are supposed to find people that are on the same page.
Like-minded individuals.
Women, on the other hand, don't really care about none
Right.
of that. So when a woman doesn't have friends, and they tell you what men say, you got to be careful. A woman should have at least 3 to 4
Right.
female cliques.
And quality, and this is
Quality
another thing,
friends.
quality friends, not just because I've seen this with a lot of women. They have groups of friends
that they met at the club.
And that's literally what their whole relationship is based upon, is
Bro.
we're going to go out, look cute together,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Note to women out there. I just want to send this out there right now. Note to women. If you decide to buckle down to a man and you quit putting him in that bad situation that me and Randall just talked about, of you going out 5 girls hot deep while he's at home by himself,
Yeah.
if you stop doing that, then, don't expect him. Sorry, we're gonna have to cut right here. Give me 1 second. I lost my train of thought.
We're not gonna cut it. We're gonna keep it live.
Hey, you know what? Fuck
We're
it.
gonna keep it live.
We're keeping it rolling. Like, Pat
I'm
Riley.
not that good yet, bro.
No, don't
I'm
worry.
not that good
Don't
yet.
worry.
So it's like,
So if you're gonna, yeah, my bad. So,
oh shit,
dude.
Party foul of the dynamic,
massive.
man.
Oh god. So, anyways, if you're gonna put her in that position to do that, like that, then it's not gonna work. It's gonna be unsuccessful. But going further into the relationship dynamics, because I got a little bit mistaken.
It's okay.
Right,
so look, I work at a bar, right, and I'm scanning IDs, okay, and you'll see 5 girls come in, and it tells us the birthday. So I'm like, "Hey, happy birthday!" These girls are like, "Oh, it's your birthday?" I'm like, "Aren't you guys friends?"
Right.
Oh no, we just met today.
Yeah,
we just met today.
So that's where I was going with the whole thing. Is if you stop partying, women, if you stop partying and you lose all your friends, just know they weren't your friends anyways.
Yeah.
You aren't real friends. Have the quality friends. Sorry, that's where I was going with it. You want to go to your quality friends who are your real friends, not your friends to go dress up and look cute together at the club and get guys together. Those aren't real friends. Those are your stepping stones.
And you don't want, like, as a man, like, when a woman commits to you, that shit needs to die out. That needs to be. So we have the power. We have leverage. You want to know why? Because there's cute girls being born every day. Someone turns 21 every day. But a man of value, a man that's going, because look, as we get older, we have to create more value. Now, at 16, we can be cute with no job. At 18, we can probably get away with it. At 25, motherfucker, you ain't got nothing.
You ain't got shit to offer.
So as we create this value, you become to have leverage. So when you're dating, that can be, hey, so I just want you to know that I have a couple of deal breakers. One of them is if we decide to be in a relationship and you go into the club, then I'm not fucking with that, because I could get even and go to the club too, but I'm on purpose. I ain't got time for that.
Right.
So either you're gonna commit to me and you're gonna give that life up, but I will take you out. So it's interesting because my wife likes to go to the club and I take her to the club.
Okay.
I don't drink, but I know that she likes to have fun. So if she's not going to my bar, I will take her out. You know what I mean? Like, we're starting this. It's interesting thing, because of the podcast and everything I'm working on. We're doing a 2-2 split. So every 2 weeks we go on a dinner date, and every 2 months we go on a weekend getaway. And I just booked it last night, Valentine's Day.
Nice.
That's 90 days. We got with Sir Francis. He was like a sailor or some shit.
Okay.
And he has a hotel. It's in San Francisco. It's really, really nice. I'm like, hey, we can get some history. So like for every 2 months, I'm planning to stay in like a homely place, like something with some history. But anyways, you got to date. The point I'm trying to make it. You got to date your wife because girls do like to go out.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, they want to have fun, and you have to be able to realize, like, if you're pulling her out of the club, you might have to take her to dancing. You
Got to
might have to go
replace it with
take her.
something. Got to
Yeah,
replace it with
because
something else.
eventually someone's gonna come along and be fun.
Right. And fill that void in her life.
Yeah, so it's like
you got to be that.
Exactly.
Step up.
So if you want her to stay out of the clubs, then you got to find stuff to do with her.
Yep.
And you can't be, I don't care what you're doing, if you're a bodybuilder, if you're this, that, it can't be an excuse.
Right.
Because women want, especially like the women that we want pretty women. We want women that are cooperative. And to me, they deserve feminine, fit, feminine friendly team players. They deserve to live a life that they want to.
Right.
So I think that men have the ability to plan for the future, and women have the ability to live in the now, and that's how we work together.
And that's the balance.
Yeah,
that's the balance. Because men, sometimes we have to be present. You know, because we're so always focused for the future and planning and making sure our family and our kingdom is set for the future. We lose sight of right now, and that's the beauty of what the woman brings to the table. Exactly. She centers us back when we need it. Sometimes.
Yeah, because you damn sure I don't care about going anywhere other than building what I'm working on, but my wife deserves to do those things, and it's important, so I have to make it a priority. So the qualities that we have so far, we have, you gotta have friends, gotta set goals, got low body count, and loyalty. Let's name another one.
And then we talked about also quality of friends, right?
The quality of friends,
and friends. Just having your own friend group.
Having your own friend and the quality of the friends. You know, like
you don't want to get
legitimate friends. You don't want to be with girls that are sluts and stuff like that. Like,
or codependency, right? Because I think that's a part of what we were just talking about that we kind of left out is the codependent aspect, right? Because if a woman doesn't have a friend, then guess who all the pressure is on?
You.
It's all on you.
Yeah. And then that's one of those things that you're going to turn her off because you literally, women don't know what they want. And if you give up, I don't have any friends, I need you to stop hanging out with your friends. Okay, fine, babe, I'll do it. Within 3 months, she's going to be bored out of her fucking mind, and she might cheat on you or leave you because you gave up everything for her. Women really don't want that. No. They might tell you that, but they do not want that.
And never do that, man. Never put yourself in that position.
So don't even be with a woman that's a high quality. Like, you want her to have her own shit going on because you have purpose.
And man, that's why I love my wife, because throughout the years, my wife has let me do so many things. My wife lets me do whatever I want, like literally. And probably women, that's probably how it has worked so long between me and my wife, because my wife literally, whatever I'm feeling, my wife gets behind me. She trusts me. Babe, we're gonna do something with dogs. Babe, we're gonna do something with deluxe cannabis. Babe, we're gonna do something with martial arts. Whatever it's been, my wife has supported me. She believes in me.
And that's another a characteristic that a woman should have is the ability to believe in her man.
Yes.
Being a team player. Because if a woman can't build with you, then you don't want to wife these girls up. And that's this whole podcast today. We kind of been going back and forth with other things, but what kind of women you should be impregnate and wife up?
Yes.
So all women are fair game. As long as you're not drunk.
We're talking about keepers.
Yeah, the ones that you actually want to, give your last name to or even be in a relationship with, move in
Mix
with,
your DNA with.
Commitment with. They need to have certain things because, remember, a child turns 18 in 18 years. That means you got to deal with this woman for 18 years. And being divorced with 2 kids, I've already learned from my mistakes. So that's why it's super important for the qualities that you want. And a lot of guys don't even know what they want. So I urge you guys to write it down. Because when I met my woman, my first wife, I wanted someone who wore Jordans. I wanted someone who drank. Like the qualities I was looking for. Like I wanted a partner, like a buddy. And now that I look at it, I'm like, I wanted a fucking dude.
Homie. Yeah, you wanted a homie.
I wanted a homie.
Were you lonely? You just needed me and
I needed a
long
friend,
time ago, bro.
And it's like the qualities, because like some guys, I'll hear them talking about what they want, and they'll be like, if she can't pay half the tab, I don't want her. I'm like, then you want a homie.
Yeah, exactly.
You want a homie. And I think that's a young thing, because when you're young, especially if the culture, you want someone, like, you think like you don't know what feminine is,
right?
So you're like, I want someone I can smoke blunts with,
right?
Kick back, chug a 40 with, and watch some fucking TV. And really, that's not what you want.
No,
you want someone the total opposite of what you're doing. You want a feminine woman. That's what the best possible relationship that you'll ever have is with a woman who is feminine.
Yep.
Yes, they can work out. Yes, they can have a business. Yes, they can do all this stuff. But at the end of the day, they are feminine and they
Yep.
complement your masculinity.
Yes, they
They
do.
bring out the best in you.
Energy will
Because too
balance.
much masculine energy from a woman will make a man feminine. You have to understand that polarity is polarity.
Yes, it
There's
is.
a negative and a plus.
Mhm.
And if you have a masculine woman, that means you're going to be feminine.
Yep. To every
She's gonna
action.
she's gonna force you to become feminine.
Yep.
She's gonna over emasculate you. So you
Mhm.
always want a woman who is feminine, and one of the best ways to do that is to lead in the beginning.
Yep.
You know, from get go, know what you want, know the qualities you're seeking
Yep.
for, and everything else is a red flag.
Yep.
Like if you find a woman and she's honest with you, like I slept with 20 dudes, oh, that's a red flag. Don't
Yeah.
fucking wife them up. Don't be like, oh, I can look past this. She can be low. No, she'll
No.
probably cheat on
Right.
you.
You're looking
you
for
know?
excuses at that point to,
Yeah,
you know,
because-
if you catch yourself looking for
Yeah.
excuses to be with somebody, then
Yeah.
you're already fucking up.
Like I love the way women are. Women's job is to disqualify men.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to qualify you. They want to
Disqualify you.
Like they're looking like, okay, I'm gonna find something wrong with you so I don't have to deal
Yep.
with you.
We
And then
get
you
put
pass
right on the
all the
stand.
tests, and then they want you.
Yep.
Then they're like, something hits in their head, like this is the guy, you know. But women are looking to disqualify every fucking guy. Men need to be thinking the same way.
Yep.
Your job is not to qualify her.
Nope.
Your job is to disqualify
Put her on the stand the
Yeah.
same way. And guess what? Talking about, you know, matching energies, women actually like that, guys. When you don't make it easy on them,
Yeah.
you're challenging them. Everybody wants a challenge. In
Yeah.
reality, we're all looking for a challenge. When you challenge a woman like that, she'll sit back and be like, dang, this guy's not giving me any free passes. He's actually holding me accountable. I
Yeah.
like this shit.
Yeah. They don't know that, but that's what they want. They won't tell you that. Like if you ask a woman what she wants, she's gonna tell you the total
don't know.
opposite of what we're saying. But when she gets it, she doesn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like you have to be well balanced, and you have to be able to seek and destroy the bad things. Like you have to just
Yep.
be okay with walking away.
Yep.
Like be okay with, hey, you know what?
And that comes from men valuing themselves,
Yeah.
right? A lot of men, they don't really feel value within themselves. So they'll find a woman that, you know, maybe, oh, you know what? She likes me. She's giving me attention. So, you know, I'm going to do whatever. But it's like, that's because men don't have a lot of self-respect these days or value for themselves.
and they don't even know what they want because men don't give a fuck about attention.
Right.
You have to understand that we don't care about that. We need actions.
Yep.
We need hugs, kisses, dates, sex.
Yep.
That's what makes us feel, oh, I'm the fucking man today.
Yep. That
You know,
physicality.
attention, like women will give you attention because that's what they need.
Mhm.
So for a woman, like especially the friend zone, oh, we got to do a whole segment on the friend zone because there's no benefit for a man. And women will be like, oh, well, you only want sex? Well, yes. Like, yes.
Duh.
The exchange is sex. So you're going to get, because if you think about the friend zone, you're going to get all of the, like to me, I've been friend zoned and I tried it. And I felt like I was a boyfriend who didn't get sex. I had
Yeah.
to change. Oh, can you come do this for me? Can you
Yep.
come do this for me? And you think like, yeah, I'm gonna.
You got to hear all the
I'm gonna do it.
problems. Take
I'll
on
do
all
it
the
because like
stress.
maybe one day she's gonna like me or whatever that. But no,
Yeah.
once you're friend zone, you're friend zone.
Yep.
So I realized that I was basically a boyfriend for free, because if you want me to change your tire, I need love, kisses,
Right.
sex. You know what I mean? That's all I need. I can't help the way that I am. Women cannot be mad at men for not wanting to sit here and be your fucking friend, because we are wired a specific way. So I'm willing to fucking pick you up. I'm willing to fucking open your door, pay the tab, all that.
I'm
I
willing to
just
get
want
in a
sex.
fight for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
just
Like-
need hugs, kisses, sex, love notes. Like, tell me that everything's gonna be okay. I need actions.
Right.
So there's no benefit. Like, and I do this because I've been friend zoned and I
Mhm.
tried it. I thought, I'm okay. I'm gonna get out of this. That's why I said, I'm like, okay, you're gonna friend zone me. I'll get out of this. Don't worry. And they know that, and then you end up doing all this stuff. And I
Yes.
thought about it because what happened was I met another girl, and I was like, damn, I was really her boyfriend without sex.
Right.
Because I have to do the same thing for this girl, and she's giving me sex, but now she gets the exchange.
Right.
So it's like, I'm doing the same. I can't fuck with you no more because now I had to do it for her. I'm not doing it for both of you.
Right.
Fuck this friend zone shit. And that's
Mhm.
when I'm like, I'll never be in the friend zone again. I will
It's
never,
so
ever
true.
do it again, because I was literally a boyfriend who didn't get the things that I
Right.
needed.
Right.
And then when I met the next girl to get rid of her, she was giving me sex. And I'm like, oh, that makes me want to do more for you.
Yep.
Like, dude, she gave me the cookie. Oh, I want to do this for you.
And then
I
all
want
of
to
a
do this
sudden,
for you.
friend zone girl went bye-bye real
Yeah,
fast.
I'm not dealing with that shit because I'm doing the same thing.
Right.
It doesn't matter what girl it is. If you're not getting what you need, you're doing the same task.
Yep. And don't
because
look at
you
the
have
friend
no
zone.
value if you can't do it.
Yes.
A woman will cut you off if you're not going to go help them, talk to you, nourish them, do all these things that boyfriends do. But these just don't want to do the one thing that you want. And we have to be adults, and we want one thing.
Right. Don't
Okay?
look at the friend zone as a challenge,
Yeah.
like Randall just said.
We
too.
want
Don't
one
look at the friend
thing,
zone as a
and the
challenge.
one thing is to be respected as a king. What comes with being respected as a king? Sex.
Mhm.
We need that because without, like, okay, I'm gonna put it this way: a woman can go a whole year without sex and get compliments and validation and feel amazing. If a man goes a year without sex, we're gonna start questioning ourselves. Like,
Oh.
hey, you know what?
Feel like
She
shit.
says I'm awesome. She's giving me attention, but I haven't had sex in 365 days. I need
Ooh.
to find something better to do. Something's wrong with me.
Yep.
What am I doing wrong? Because this is not. I don't feel great. Like,
Right.
I'm starting to feel unconfident. I'm starting to, like, I got, you know
Question
what?
myself.
Yeah, a woman won't. Like, all you got to do is validate their existence. They're gonna be fine. They can go
Yep.
get a little rabbit and play with themselves. And a lot of women do what you do. If we keep jacking off, we're not gonna feel that. Like,
Yep.
it's not gonna make us feel great
Right.
because we don't care about attention. You have to understand that even though you get it, like, a woman can call you every day, but if you're not getting the one thing that you're required, it doesn't feel confident. Like, you're not gonna get external sources of confidence. So
Yeah.
do not settle for that, and don't, in this dating aspect, while you're in this world, if you, those are the terms. Like me, I avoid, once I got friends on the one time, I would let a woman know if she ever said the word friends. I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm not interested in being your friend, so I'll just
Right.
go my own way.
And that's
And you know what? In 2 weeks, bro, she wanted to go on a date.
Yes.
Because she's like, no one's ever really told me that. Like,
Right.
like, you want to go get something to eat? I'm like, absolutely, because that's what makes me feel good.
Right.
Like, if you want to, don't. And my biggest mistake, we can talk about that later, is getting to know someone over the phone. That was my mistake because that's how you get friend zoned.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna do a whole thing and let you guys know why. Because I got friend zoned from women that were attracted to me, but my behavior friend zoned
You
me.
put yourself there almost.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Sometimes a lot of guys, I've seen so many guys put themselves in the friend zone.
But if you do
before.
not accept it and you leave on your terms, you can get out.
Yeah.
If you deal with it for a month and then you try to change, your friend zone forever. You're
Yep.
like, it doesn't matter. So you have to let them know, like, I'm not interested in being your friend. No offense to you, but that's not what I need. I have 3 guy friends.
Yep.
And for some reason that works. It can, if she's attracted to you, when you fuck up by your behavior, that can get you out by just not accepting it. And then give it some time, and then come back a little bit more masculine. Like, I'm gonna come back a little more smooth this time.
I'm not gonna come
I'm
as
not
such
gonna
a
text
simp.
you. I'm fucking throwing my phone away
Yep.
on my. I ain't texting you. Like, you want to text? Meet me for dinner.
Women say they want a simp. They really don't want a simp,
And
guys. So don't put yourself there.
Don't ever use the phone to fucking get to know someone.
Oh yeah,
because why would they want to come out with you?
Guys, test women by experience.
Yeah.
That's what's going to show you the most. You have to be put. It takes, and that's the thing. People don't want to take the time these days. You have to be put in situations with people to know who they really are, because that's what the only thing that's going to show you.
So next week we're gonna actually talk about the friend zone, since that's what we ended this on, and we named a couple of qualities that you can look for when you're looking for commitment. These are not all set in stone, but they all kind of tie down to the same thing. Loyal, low body counts. We want women that can attach to us, because a relationship without attachment is pointless for a man. And a lot of times we're signing deals that only benefit the women. So you need to know what you want to get what you need. Okay? All right, so this is the Boys to Men podcast. I'm not sure how long we've been going, but the goal is only 60 minutes. So I think next week, since this is how we ended it, we are going to talk about the friend zone and how to avoid it, and why there's no benefit for you. Unless there is one benefit, we'll talk about that. All right.
I don't know what that is, so I'm even looking forward to hearing.
If you're not attracted to her.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because if you're not attracted to her, then there's a benefit for you, because she can be just like a guy. But cooler.
Oh yeah. Please friend zone me. Like,
If I'm not attracted to you, you can be my friend all day, because like, I'm hanging out with a girl still.
Yep.
But if I'm physically attracted to you and you friend zone me, then there's no benefit.
Yeah.
But if there's a woman and the thing is, she's gonna be attracted to you. But that's the best power in the world. When a woman is attracted to you and you friend zone her, it's okay. But if you are attracted to a woman and she friend zones you, walk away.
Oh yeah.
All right. Thanks, you guys. This is Alex, Randall. This is the dating dynamics and sexual polarity segment of the Boys and Men podcast, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out, guys. Have a good one.